Hello, fellow drum fans. I'm back with another quick overview and review of another new hardware item from Rogers. This is the new 7/8" bass drum mounting bracket that was just released recently. And I got a hold of one of these. And as you can see, well, let me just to tell you, of course, up until now with the new mounts, they only had the new bidirectional tom and bass mount, which is up here, you can see. And I recently did a review of how I did have one of those installed on the bass drum, and I was mounting a cymbal above the bass drum using a hex rod. And when I saw this 7/8" mount had come out, I decided to get a hold of one of these and check it out. So what I have now here, still got a cymbal mounted, as you can see, but now I'm using just a regular 7/8" tube from an older Tama cymbal stand, and it doesn't bother me to mix and match hardware, so that's what I'm doing. So I've got a 7/8" tube, fits the Rogers bracket perfectly, got a memory lock in place, so it's real easy to get it right back in position if you're setting up and tearing down for gigs. So that is working out well. I think it's actually a little more solid than the hex arm that I was using before. The tubing obviously is a larger diameter, so I just feel like it's maybe a little more solid. But another cool thing, I was thinking about ordering the new double Ultra-Matic double tom mount that they also released in conjunction with this bracket. But I haven't done that as of yet. I might still do that at some point, but for now, I've also got, and this will let you get a better view of the bracket. Now, I will mention, whenever I installed this in my kick drum, it fits the original hole pattern of the older mounting bracket, but I did have to slightly increase the size of the hole going through the kick drum just a hair. And the way that I did that is I took a regular spade bit, and the reason I had to do that was the hole that was going through my kick drum, I could not take that 7/8" cymbal arm and fit it through the hole. It would stop when it hit the hole that's actually in the wood of the drum. So I took a spade bit, and what I did is I fed the bit up through. I didn't want to start on the top side with the bit. I was afraid it would like maybe go crazy and like mess up the finish. Even though it's underneath the bracket, it'll be covered up. But I didn't want to mess up the drum any more than necessary. So what I did is I just used one hand and I fed the bit through the hole, up through the hole here in the top of the drum. Imagine this bracket is not in place now while I'm describing this. And so I fed the end of the bit up through here. Then I screwed my drill, or tightened the chuck of my drill onto the end of the bit. And then I would turn on the drill and I backed the bit out of the hole instead of going into the hole. And the reason I did that is because if you're familiar with a spade bit, it's kind of like wider at the as it goes toward the tip before it goes in, it gets wider. And I was afraid if I tried to increase the size of the hole drilling in, it might catch and it might scratch up the finish and go all crazy on me. So I started from the inside and then backed the drill bit out as I went, and it just increased the hole size slightly, but it didn't do any damage to my finish or anything. So that worked out pretty well. But the other cool thing is that I've got this, in some case, right now I'm using a two tom setup, a two high tom setup, so I've got a double tom stand. But on a lot of gigs, I'll just play a single tom setup. And so I've also got this this Tama. It can actually hold another. It can hold another tom arm or another cymbal arm right in here. So I could actually make this into a double tom holder for the kick drum. But what I plan to do is on some gigs, I'll just use this for a single tom holder, and I'll mount the 12-inch tom here off of the kick drum, and then I'll just have a single stand over on that side for that cymbal. And so that'll, that helps lighten the load. I won't have to carry that extra stand around to some of those gigs where I play like a smaller, either a 4-piece or a 5-piece kit, with the 2 floor toms, or even with a single floor tom and a single high tom. So anyway, this new bracket lets you, interchangeable. There's tons of drum hardware that has 7/8-inch diameter tubes, including pearl. So if you had like a pearl single tom arm that you wanted to use, I think like a Yamaha double tom post typically has a 7/8-inch tube. Some of the manufacturers have a 1-inch diameter down tube. Like this is actually a Gibraltar, and it has a 1-inch, so it would not fit this bracket. But there's plenty of hardware manufacturers that use 7/8-inch tubing for both their tom and cymbal holders, and so I think this is another cool option for kind of retrofitting your vintage Rogers kit with some more with some sturdier hardware, newer hardware. So I thought I would just put this out there for anybody who's interested in checking out this new bass bracket from Rogers. It's very solid, very well made. I think that all of the new Rogers hardware and drums are very high quality from what I've seen. So you guys definitely check this out if you have a need for something like that. Thanks for watching. Bye.